Hey YouTube, Insko here, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be showing you my music setup. So as most of you probably know, I do all of my music in a little bedroom studio. My bedroom's quite small, I can literally turn this camera around and you'll see the whole of my room in one shot. Before I start this video though, I gotta say, in no way am I making this video intending to flex on anyone. I know the stuff I have is stuff that's quite expensive. I even sounded like a d saying that, but I'm not trying to. But what I'm trying to say is that I've gotten this stuff over the past like 5 years. Before I started doing music 3 years ago, I was heavily into gaming, so I already had like a computer and monitors and a keyboard and mouse and stuff. It's just the new stuff like my DJ decks, my MIDI keyboard and my speakers and stuff like that that I've gotten over the last 3 years. So without further ado, let's show you my bedroom studio. So here it is. This is what my bedroom studio looks like. Ignore all the stuff up there. I'm going to be going into detail about all of my equipment, including the specs of my PC. I'm going to be saying what everything is called, and I'm going to be writing it on the screen and providing links to all of my stuff in the description down below. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I didn't actually realise, but my LEDs behind this desk weren't turned on for whatever reason, so this is what it actually looks like. But speaking of LEDs, let's start with all my lighting stuff. So as you can see, behind the desk, it kind of goes around this strip like that. I recently got those LEDs and they're called Gove Alexa LED strip lights and they're 5 meters long. I got them from Amazon. But yeah, it's really cool because right here, I got this Google Home Mini, which I might as well tell you about now. I got one of them and I can literally say things like, okay, set desk to yellow. And I mean, it's a little bit off sometimes, like that's green, but hey, it does the job. I also want to point out, yes, I have pop figures. I have a few of them. I actually probably have like 200 of them. I mean, maybe not 200, maybe 100, but I simply don't have the room in my room anymore to be able to put them in places, so I took some of them out of the boxes and just put them on my desk. But all of these pop figures that I got come from popinabox.com. I paid for a monthly subscription and I got one every single month. So, not a sponsored thing, but if you like pop figures and you want to go sign up for that, do it, it's worth it. Okay, so next up is this thing here. It's like an LED lamp. I have it laying down. I don't know why, but it just looks nice there. And that is called a Tekin LED lamp. It's on Amazon along with this strip. I don't know whether I said that. I got both of those on Amazon. To be honest, 99% of my setup I got on Amazon, but I'm still going to be saying where I got it from. This ring around the outside, you can tap it and it will go into like this kind of night light mode where you can change between 3 different brightnesses. Or if you hold it down for 3 seconds, it goes into this LED mode where it goes through all the different colours. This right here is a calendar that my girlfriend got me and it has pictures of us on it, hence why I turned it around the other way. But speaking of lighting, let's get into my ring light. So right here I have this little button that I push that turns on my ring light. I got this ring light from Amazon and it's meant to come with like this little tripod stand that goes in there for the webcam. But for whatever reason I couldn't get that to stay in there, so I used the other tripod that they provided and used it for my webcam here instead. But this ring light is a Kretek LED 8-inch ring light with a tripod. I know you can't really see it because of this webcam, but look, comes on a tripod. And the cool thing about it too is that there is this little switch thing here that I've stuck on the side of my desk and you can like change the colours of it. You can't really see it on camera, but there you go, it's kind of gone yellowy. And then now it's gone a bit less yellowy, and then that's like completely white. And there's another button to like change the brightness, so if it's too bright for you, you can turn it down or make it more bright. It's just really nice, especially for like me who's trying to have, you know, kind of a professional setup. Having lighting like that, like shining on me while I'm sitting here, is just great. So while we're here, let's talk about the webcam. Like I said, this webcam didn't come on this tripod stand, but this webcam is the Logitech Brio. This is actually one of my newest things I have. I got it last Christmas. And this webcam can record in 4K at 30 FPS or 1080p and 60 FPS. So I was like, I really want this camera just so I can up the quality of my YouTube videos, and I think it's done that. Okay, so next up, let's talk about the headphones and the headphone stand. I'm also just going to move this onto here so that I can read it better. This headphone stand is literally just called a no-B headphone stand. It was on Amazon, and it's got this kind of like curvy kind of rubbery top so that it bends and won't break your headphones. But I like it. If I'm completely honest, I don't use it all that often and I still put my headphones on the side like that. But when I'm trying to do a setup tour like I'm doing, it looks quite nice. So the headphones themselves, I've had these for about a year, and these are the Bear Dynamic DT770 Pro, and they're 250 ohms. They're honestly great headphones, and I love them so much. I know they look a bit wonky, but that's because I have this side pulled down further. There you go, that looks better. But these headphones are just great. I use them all the time because I can't really rely on my speakers to give me a good quality sound when I'm trying to like mix and stuff. Simply because if you haven't seen it, I've got some acoustic treatment around my room, but not a lot. So for mixing, mastering, all the important stuff, I use headphones for now. Just gonna put these back on the stand. So next up, let's get into my keyboard, mouse, and mouse mat. Ignore my MacBook. So the keyboard, I know it's a little bit, you know, worn and torn, but this is the Razer Black Widow Chroma V2, and I got it from Currys and PC World. It's actually not from Amazon like all of this other stuff. Even though you can get it on Amazon, I just got it from Currys and PC World. I think I got it last Christmas, like not last Christmas, the Christmas before, and you know, it's lasted me really well. I cleaned it the other day and I lost the key and went looking around my floor for about half an hour trying to find it. But being able to change all of these lights, you can make it so that they like react when you press a button or do a rainbow like I have it on now. And the cool thing is, if you use FL Studio, there's actually a plugin built into FL Studio that allows you to have like an audio spectrum on your keyboard. It's kind of distracting for me, hence why I don't use it, but it's a cool feature. Next up, we have the mouse. Now, this mouse isn't actually as fancy as this. It doesn't do like a rainbow thing. It goes through the colors, but you can't sync it with this. But this mouse is the Razer Death Adder, and I also got that from Currys and PC World. Then finally, we have this big ass mouse mat, which if I lift this up, it is a big ass mouse mat. And this mouse mat I got on Amazon, and it's called a Huye Extended Non-Slip Rubber Mouse Mat. Think I said that right, not too sure how to pronounce the brand. So next, let's go away from all of this other fun stuff and look at my acoustic treatment. This thing, which, if I'm completely honest, I'm not sure it even does anything acoustically for my room, is a bass trap. I got this on Amazon about a year ago, and it's fallen off my wall about 70 times. But this is actually the Gick acoustic bass trap. That's literally all it's called. Got it on Amazon, even though they have like their own website. I also hang my bag on it too. Don't know why, I just do. But yeah, it's great. It's kind of like squishy. I don't want to push it too much in case it falls off my wall again. One thing I do want to point out really quickly, ignore these things on my walls. I know it makes my room look complete shit, but all of this other stuff and my map and that and just everything is hung on my wall with these like sticky things. And for some reason, my room gets really, really humid and things like this just start to peel off my wall. And because the things are so sticky, they take the paint off too. So like over here in this corner, it happened there, and then it's happened there and there and there. So it's kind of just one of them. Doesn't make my room look amazing, but at least now you know why that's happened. Oh look, there's also one there too. And when I bought these, they were individually squares like that, and there was 24 of them. And I'm pretty sure you could just buy any brand, they don't really matter, they're all like acoustic foam. But the ones I got are called Pro Acoustic Foam Wedge Tiles. I don't know what the brand is, but I have one there, I have one there, and I have one over there. Oh, and I have one behind my window too, just because apparently having a window and like speakers in front of it is the worst for acoustic treatment. I must also say, it normally kind of goes a bit more up, but it keeps falling down for whatever reason. So let's go into the stuff you actually want to probably see. My monitors and my monitor stand. So this widescreen monitor is absolutely great for making music on. This widescreen monitor is the LG ultra-wide 25-inch IPS monitor, and I got it from Amazon. I love it to pieces. I've had this about a year, maybe 2 years. Got to admit, thought it was going to be a bit bigger. If you look at like the size of my speakers and that, they're kind of the same size. But in the future, I do want to try and upgrade to a bigger one and a curved one, just because it will be better for me and look nicer. But for now, you know, if I'm sitting here like this, you can see it does well. Then next up, we have this monitor, which is an Acer 24-inch monitor. I've had this monitor for honestly about 3 or 4 years. Now, the stand that they're actually on, if we turn this around, it's literally just a pole. And if we look under here, it's like clamped onto my desk there. But I got the stand last Christmas, and this mount is called the Bromley Power Dual Monitor Screen Desk Mount. Very long title. I feel like some products on Amazon just decide to scram in as many words as they can. The only annoying thing that I don't like about the mount that holds this up is that it kind of looks a bit odd, just having that extra bit of pole there. But it is what it is. I mean, it does the job. You can like move these, you can like tilt them forward. You can even like turn them like 90 degrees if you want, like that, which looks absolutely disgusting. Right, so next up, I don't know why I haven't mentioned it already, but the speakers. These speakers, in my eyes, are not as fancy as like some other people's. Some people might have Yamaha HS8s, or I think they're called H8s or something like that. Or they might have KRKs. But the speakers that I have are called Pioneer DJ Active Monitor speakers. I also have them on these little foam stands that I also got on Amazon. Don't know what they're called, but it'll be on the screen. But they're great. I love them. I've had them for about 2 years, I think. But anyway, before we get into the other thing that you really want to get into, my microphone, we're going to get into my MacBook. So this is my MacBook right here. And these are all my notes. Nothing too special about it. This MacBook is the MacBook Pro 2017 13-inch, and it has no touch bar. But the thing that I find really convenient about this is being able to take it into college, because at college I have to use Logic sometimes, and Mac is the only thing that can run Logic. They don't have it on Windows. But when I want to use FL and I don't want to download it on Mac for whatever reason, I have this really cool setup that I want to show you. So if we close this, that's not the cool thing that I wanted to show you. It's this. And you're like, what is that? So I should probably put the hard drive that I was talking about on it before mentioning it. Well, these were the sticky things I was on about that completely f***ed my wall. But in this case, they're quite convenient, because if I do this, you can now see that I have a hard drive on it. Now, I forgot what this hard drive is called, but it's a 4TB WD USB-C Mac hard drive. I had the notes on my Mac and I closed my Mac. I plug this in and this has Windows on it. So it's a 4TB hard drive. I have all of my FL Studio projects, plugins and everything just sitting on this hard drive, and it just kind of stays attached to the back of the Mac like that while I have it open. Now, one annoying thing that I absolutely hate about the MacBook Pros is if you look at that, that's a USB-C, and that's just wrong. Well, for a Mac it's wrong anyway. So I have to plug this in like this. There you go. And then I have to use an adapter, which is this. This adapter is called the Lenovo USB-C hub, and it's very convenient for when you have a MacBook Pro. So this little bit plugs into there because it's USB-C, but then you have access to all of these, and also an Ethernet port, which is very, very useful for me. The only downside is that because the hard drive is a HDD hard drive instead of an SSD, it's kind of slow. So maybe in the future I should upgrade that to an SSD, and then I'll be well on my way. But yeah, that's a really cool little thing. If you own a laptop and you're like, oh, I hate having to carry around this hard drive like this all the time, literally just get these straps. They're Velcro, and you could just tear them on and stick them back on again like that. It's great. The only downside is when you have this up, if you kind of have it at an angle, it weighs it down a bit. But other than that, highly recommend. Okay, so let's talk about the microphone. The microphone that's actually in this shock mount is called a Rode NT USB microphone. I've had this microphone for about 4 years. It's probably like the oldest thing I have out of everything. If I take all of this stuff off of it, I'm not going to take the foam off it because that is a pain in the arse to get back on. But that's actually the microphone itself. It comes like that. It comes on like this little mount that you get when you just buy the microphone. All of these things like this foam thing and this thing aren't really necessary. I don't know what this foam thing or this pop filter is on Amazon, but they're really convenient. You could just type in Rode NT USB foam thing and it'll probably come up. Do you like how I'm a music producer and I don't know what this is called? Anyway, this is the shock mount that it's in, and it's attached to the boom arm. And the shock mount is also Rode, and it's called a Rode PSM1 shock mount. But the thing I do really like about it is the fact that if I want to sit here like this and have my mic in my face like that, I can. Or if I want it more in my face, I can hold it up like that. And then the best thing about having the boom arm is being able to go, okay, I don't want you anymore, and just moving it up there completely out of my way. But yeah, this amazing boom arm that is mounted onto the side of my desk, as you can guess, it's made by none other than Rode, considering all of this is made by Rode. And it's called the Rode PSA1 swivel mount. And yeah, I think you can buy this, the shock mount and the microphone all as like one thing on Amazon. It's kind of probably going to be expensive, but the microphone itself, the quality of the mic is just amazing. Now we're getting very close to the end of the setup, but there's probably one thing you didn't realize. You can pull this out. So this keyboard I've had basically since I started making music, so like 3 years ago. It's the Alesis Q2 USB MIDI keyboard controller. It has 25 keys, hence why it says Q25. And I know it's not the best if you kind of want to play piano properly. You kind of need like double that amount of keys. Also, I wrote these like 3 years ago and they're stuck on. Wouldn't really need that now, but hey, it's a memory. Now next up is this. I got this literally like less than a month ago. So at the moment, I'm really trying to get into DJing properly. And previously, these were the decks that I used. They're very dusty, ignore that, but they're new mark, just like these ones. And I think they're called the Mixtrack Pro 3. And they're all right if you're starting. But I kind of made my way around what everything was, and I kind of learned how to DJ on these. And then I was like, you know what? I need an upgrade, so I got these are called the Numark NVII Professional DJ Controller. And I know they only have like 2 decks. You can press a button on here and it acts as 4 different ones. So instead of just having 2, like this one, I have 4. All the different things you can do on this is mad, and I absolutely love it. I probably haven't used it as much as I should have been because I've been finishing off my EP. But now that the EP's done, I'm planning on doing some mixes on this YouTube channel and on my Instagram live soon. So if you're only already following me on Instagram, it's on the screen now. Go follow me. I'm on the road to 2K. I'd really appreciate it. And I also want to mention, I got these decks from gearformusic.com. Didn't get them from Amazon. I got them from them. I love that website. They have so much music equipment. I think they're UK based, but they're just amazing. That is basically my setup. Other than the main thing, my desk, which is the final thing we're going to be talking about right now. So this desk is the 3-tier Pro Studio Audio desk or something like that. It's written on the screen. I got this desk about 3 months ago, I'd say, but being able to put the monitor and the speakers on a shelf higher up gives you all that room under there, and it makes so much difference to me. I love it so much. So if you're looking for a desk for music production, it's probably not the cheapest desk that you can find, but this is just absolutely amazing. And I've only just realized this is not the final thing. We have 2 more things there that I haven't spoke about. So this top thing that I have right here is called an Elgato Stream Deck. It has 15 keys. But yeah, it's really convenient. If I press this top button, it switches between my headphones and my speakers, which is very, very useful if I want to go, oh, okay, I wonder what this sounds like on my speakers. I boop a button and it does it instead of having to faff around in all the settings. You can also do things like mute your mic or press a button to send a tweet out. Or if you're streaming, which is kind of what it's intended for, you can load up like your streaming software and link all of your different scenes and stuff to the buttons. So instead of having to click through them on your computer, you just press a button on that. Really convenient. I got it for streaming, and then around the same time I got it, I stopped doing live streams, but I'll speak about all that more in a minute. Finally, we have this Focusrite Scarlett Solo USB audio interface. Having an audio interface in general, if you have a PC, is the most useful thing ever, because instead of having to come over here, click on this and worry about what your volume's on here, you just kind of turn it down on this like that. It's a lot easier. But as you can see, you can do things like plugging a guitar or plugging in a mic and stuff like that to it. Unfortunately, this microphone is USB, so I can't plug it into here. I'm also aware I didn't speak about my PC. Ignore my cable management. It's absolutely awful. But I'll throw some cinematic stuff over the top and I'll write text about all my specs on my PC. This PC I've been building up for about the last 3 years, but I got to do a massive shout out to my friend Jake, because without him I wouldn't have any clue how to build a PC or know anything about PCs. So a massive thank you to him for telling me exactly what I need to make FL not lag. And I know I haven't spoke about my chair, but it's because it's all old and breaking, but it's just this like gaming chair I got from Argos. I'm waiting to upgrade it, so don't worry about that too much. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is my setup. I hope you enjoyed it. I've been wanting to make this video for so long, and I hope I went into enough detail for you all to know exactly what's going on in my setup. So if you want to go cop yourself that microphone, or my Mac, or my keyboard, or my monitors, or whatever, you can do so. In fact, if you want to just buy everything and completely copy me, go ahead. But I'm just going to sit down really quickly and talk to you about some really exciting upcoming things that I can finally talk to you about. So first things first, this video is going up on a Monday. And this Friday, my EP, The Drawing Board, is coming out, and I'm so excited. I've been going on about this EP for like the longest amount of time. I started work on this about 6 or 7 months ago. One of the songs from my EP actually started last August, and I've been trying to keep it a secret, trying not to post anything on my social media about the songs. Obviously, I've told you guys that it's 5 songs, and one of them's already out, which is We're Just People, that came out in January. But the other 4 songs are completely new songs, songs that you've never heard before. One of them is a collaboration with the amazing producer Jetstreak, and I'm going to move over here so that you can see the artwork and also the songs, because I showed the artwork and I announced the songs last Friday on my Instagram. Instagram, which is why I keep telling you to go follow my Instagram, because if you're not, you're missing out on announcements like this, and I have to wait until Monday to show you just because that's when I upload videos. So like I said earlier, if you're not following me, my Instagram is there. Go check it out. I'd really appreciate it if you go give me a follow. But most importantly, go check out the EP that's coming out on Friday. It's going to be on all streaming platforms. It's going to be posted on this YouTube channel, on my SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Music, the lot. But yeah, I can finally tell you that. I've honestly been dying to tell you. The other thing I wanted to say was that I'm starting to get into live streaming again on Twitch. If you don't know, I used to do feedback live streams on Twitch every now and then. What I mean by feedback live streams is I would get people in the chat to send me their songs that they're working on, and I'd just give you my feedback on it. I would never receive a track from someone and go, oh, this song is shit, I don't like it. I would always kind of say, okay, this song could be a little bit better, maybe improve like the snare, it's a little bit too loud, or this little bit's out of key or whatever. I try and give you all the most constructive and useful feedback that I can. So if you're a music producer or if you just want to hang out, go check out my Twitch. The link is in the description for that. I'm probably going to be making a video on Friday or something, just as like a little off video, just to tell you my schedule, because at this moment in time I don't have a proper schedule, mainly because all of this coronavirus stuff is completely just messed up my life schedule. So I'm going to come up with a schedule for everything. YouTube channel videos will stay the same, which for anyone new here, it's every single Monday at 7 PM GMT. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, remember to hit that like button and subscribe and turn on notifications to know when I next upload. Even though I already said it's every single Monday at 7 PM GMT. I need to change that outro, don't I? But other than that, my name's Insko, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.